All right, what's up, guys? We are back with day 7 of trading. Today I'm going to be showing you guys the power of 3, and I use this a lot when I trade Euro USD because it tends to happen and repeat the same pattern over and over within the Euro USD market. And so definitely it's a strategy I want to show you guys and trying to implement into your guys' strategy maybe, and maybe you guys could use it to enter some really nice trades because I only trade during London session and New York session only because usually Asian session is when there's a lot of accumulation going and the volume and spread is not, in favor for a pair like Euro USD, which is more for London and New York session. And so the power of three, and which is going to be accumulation. That's the first part. And then, which is usually during Asian session. It could happen during London session or New York session, but most of the time it happens during Asian session, so you want to look out for that. And then, so this is called accumulation. This one is just kind of consolidating and accumulating. And then when London session hits, it kind of this manipulation. So it heads and it breaks either the the resistance or the support level of the previous Asian session. So it goes up, which is called manipulation. And then when New York session, usually what it does is that it just distributes and it continues down the opposite way. And so this is called accumulation. This is going to be called manipulation. And this is going to be called distribution. Okay. So there's the power of 3 is usually accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. It usually happens during the Asian session for the accumulation. It usually manipulates during the London session. This is all based off of Euro USD, guys. I trade Euro USD mostly, so sorry, excuse me. I use this I use this strategy to trade Euro USD mostly. And then the last one is gonna be distribution, which is during New York session. And so what it does usually is that during Asian session it accumulates and it creates a little zone that it's in, and it consolidates in that zone. Once London session hits, it usually likes to break through and break the previous highs of Asian session. So it could be maybe even just as little as from here up to, oh, sorry. It can be just as little as from here up to here, and then it goes back down and distributes. It doesn't really matter, but as London session, the manipulation has to break above the higher highs from last time or the lower lows from Asian session, and so it either has to break above or break below, and that would be manipulation. And third but not least would be during New York session. Usually it tends to push the opposite way of whatever way it was manipulating before. So if London session was manipulating upwards, usually when New York session hits, it continues and distributes downwards. And so I'm going to show you guys a real life chart example of this. I already have it down here. And so if I turn on my kill zones right here, and kill zones is just how I determine the market sessions. If you guys can see right here, during Asian session, it was accumulating. As you guys can see, price was kind of stuck in this zone right here, and it really never broke under or above it. And so as the second London session hit, it created that push upwards, as you guys can see right here, created that push upwards, and it made a new higher high for the session and the day. And then afterwards, the second New York session hit, it went straight down, as you guys can see. And so this is an example of the power of 3 within the markets. It tends to happen a lot in Euro USD. This is probably one of my best setups I like to trade. I wait for the accumulation during Asian session. I wait for the manipulation into a zone, a key zone that I've marked out before, whether it be my area of interest, a key level, and then I wait to take a trade based off the shift of structure when New York session hits down to the opposite side. And so, this is a very, very good strategy. I like to use it a lot. You guys just need to wait for the confirmation of the distribution. And so you want to see accumulation first, whether it be in the Asian session, whether it be in the London session. Usually, like I said, it will be in the Asian session. And afterwards, you want to wait for the manipulation. And then when New York session hits and you guys wake up for the New York session, you want to wait for that shift of structure down into the bearish side or the bullish side, depending on whether the manipulation went up or down. You want to wait for that shift of structure around this area right here, and you want to enter a trade based off that. And you guys want to set your, you want to get right here, you could have entered off of the break of the EMA. You could have set your stops right above the previous high from London session manipulation, and then you guys want to go for like a 1 to 2, 1 to 2.5. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, that is basically the gist of it. Just the power of three is going to be accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. And so just keep in mind the key takeaways are going to be usually the Asian session is the one accumulating, London session is manipulating, and New York session is the one distributing. It could be different, but just try to recognize the accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. And usually manipulation heads up into the area of like a key level or an area of interest. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave it in the comments. Today's a little bit of a shorter video, but it was definitely a lot more to take away from, because this is like, now we're talking about strategies, and so this is one of the strategies I use. Hopefully you guys can find it useful, and when you're using it within the markets. Yeah, leave a like, subscribe, help out the journey. If you guys have any questions, again, just leave it in the comments. I appreciate you guys.